Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, welcome to this strange interim episode of Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome to this interim episode of Modern Escapism. It's not quite the 100 yet, due to unforeseen circumstances, but as they say in the business, the show must go on. This is quite a different episode from what you'll be used to. We're gonna do the news, we're gonna do the Nexus, and then basically, unless you're a patron, you're not going to hear anything else. Rest assured, the 100th episode will be coming very soon. Today, myself, Oodles, will be joined by Stick.
Hello.
Biggie.
It's the intro yet?
And Gotcha.
Alright.
You fucker. So yeah, unforeseen circumstances means that Candy can't be with us this evening. We did have the 100 episode planned, but hey, we can wait. We can wait.
You get 99.5 instead.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Or 99.9 with that much loaded, with that close to 100, 99.9%.
You can't say we're anything but professional. Trust me. Again, I'm operating on 4G signal as well, so this is just how much I love you listeners. But let's just
record on a Thursday night because we can't do Sunday night because I'm away.
Yeah, again,
never let you down.
Normally I'd have a script written out and stuff, and you know that all the information is on our show notes for our website, modernescapism.co.uk, and all that jazz. And thanks to the patrons and stuff like that. But let's just crack on with some biggest breaking news. Let's just do it. This is a wild episode. It's wild.
No rules.
No rules.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
That's right, here's the news. So, first up, official trailer for Squirrel with a Gun. That's right, it's exactly what it says on the tin. Squirrel with a Gun. It's a game that's been, I think it's been done through Unity, hasn't it?
It'll have to be.
Yeah.
And it was created by, I forgot the guys, what they did before. This guy made another game.
You're really good at this news thing, Biggie.
Well, yeah, I know, because I was going to actually, I suddenly realised I remembered that they did something that everyone knows, and I forgot what it is. Anyway, it's it's basically
it's not
about
Goat Simulator, is it?
Well, I guess it's not too far from that. You're running around with a regular-sized squirrel, but you're holding a regular-sized gun, so it's massive to the squirrel.
I've wishlisted this.
Have you, mate?
And you can use the gun to rob people, solve puzzles, and apparently fight nasty Men in Black kind of agent-type people. I've seen the trailer. It looks really weird and mad and fun and everything.
There's actually like death animations, isn't there? There's like kills.
Yeah.
It's weird, like finishing moves. It's very weird, but to me, it's just Goat Simulator. It just screams that. Like, it's fine for a couple of hours, never touch again.
Yeah, if it's a few quid, I'll get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Moving on, we've now the one that every movie fan has asked for. A 10th Saw movie will be released in October 2023 in the theatres. Apparently, probably be streaming.
So does that count Spiral as being the 9th one, or was there a Saw 9?
The Book of Saw, it was called, wasn't it?
Spiral, the Book of Saw. It was terrible.
Yeah, and then
really weird film with Chris Rock.
Isn't that why Chris Rock got smacked because of that film?
No, that was just some toxic masculinity.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. The last one.
It's your bad sequel out, you motherfucking.
I think.
Oh my god.
It'd be nice for them to try and do something a little clever with it, rather than it just being torture porn. Because
I think the first Saw is genius.
The first two are really clever, and then it just became a how can we do more disgusting things to people in these elaborate traps, and there isn't really a plot. and yet somehow,
I've
even
only
though he's
seen,
dead,
like-
he's managing to kill it, like be part of this. It's,
Yeah, the last one I saw, the actual guy, Jigsaw, whatever his name is, he's died.
yeah.
And they still kept
But
it
he's-
going.
Well, he's disciples and followers and all that bullshit in it.
Ah,
Oh, for God's sakes. Mining it for
So-
infinite films.
Oof.
Mm-hmm. But you
That'll
still
go-
managed
that'll
to. He still
Go on,
managed
sorry.
to record all like the messages and voices for people.
Yeah, that'll go straight to video on
Very busy
demand.
man.
It'll go straight to video on demand and tank.
More busier than Gadget,
It won't
editing all
because
those tapes.
it'll go on the cinema because that's the kind of shit that sells. Put that out at Halloween. That's the shit that sells loads at Halloween.
Yeah, it's
that's very
a
true.
draw teenagers and people in their 20s go to see schlocky horror films at the cinema on Halloween.
It's so they can go necking. Sorry, I'm taking my belt off here. No rules.
Oh, God, he's stripping and everything.
No else. Let's go.
No.
Audiences should be glad this is an audio-only version.
My
top's
belt was
coming
just
off.
digging into my ass. I thought, fuck it, that's breaking news. Oodles takes his belt off.
Oh, put your pants back on, man. What's wrong with you? Stop
I'm a
windmilling.
Yes. Next.
Next up, we have an interesting one. Activist Sasheen Littlefeather has finally received an apology. This is mental. For almost 50 years after the 1973 Oscars, in which she was booed and jeered and threatened with arrest and assault after declining an award for The Godfather on Marlon Brando's behalf. It just the mind just
What the
boggles with that.
fuck?
I just-
Have you never heard this story before?
Yeah, I knew
didn't
about
either.
it. I knew about
Yeah.
it. I just-
no, I didn't.
yeah, they weren't
yeah,
realistic.
It smacks of too little too late when it takes them 50 years to
Yeah.
show some actual compassion and humanity to somebody.
Mm.
She was heavily involved in the Native American activist community. And obviously, this was during a time when, unfortunately, well, I'm not saying that racism was clearly not disappeared or anything, but just, yeah, she was
Worse.
just
Yeah, John Wayne tried to like
Accepted
remove her
and
from the
accept-
stage, and
Yeah.
someone else tried to like said they were going to go up there and try and like punch her or something. It was just fucking yeah,
just
it was
outrageous.
yeah, it was, to be honest. And yes, it has taken
50
too long.
years later. Just can't believe that.
It's
So
absolutely
sad to
baffling.
hear. I mean, it's good that they've clearly now apologised, but yeah, like you say, it's just
Yeah, but
so long
weeks
ago.
after Praise
it's
launched, you
embarrassing.
know what I mean? Is it anything to do with that?
Mm.
Like people accepting native culture as cool again? It's disgusting. It's fucking horrible.
No, I think it's because there's been like some kind of staff and leadership changes within the academy. So, like,
You'd hope so. Younger people, at least.
I mean, like very recently, it's like I think they're trying
Oh.
to clean up their image, especially after the Will Smith Chris Rock thing.
They were
Yeah.
trying it with Hollywood Foreign Press, weren't they, as well? With,
Yeah.
They are just old lizards that were running that.
Even things like they've stopped saying like foreign film now. It's like
Yeah,
is it like
yeah.
non-English film or something?
Non-English
like that?
speaking. Yeah, or non-English language.
I mean, in all fairness, she has responded. She has said she expressed her happiness with the mistreatment being acknowledged nearly 5 decades later. This is a dream come true, she said in the statement. It's profoundly heartwarming to see how much has changed since I did not accept the Academy Award 50 years ago. I'm proud of each and every person who will appear on stage. So she's taken it quite gracefully, but
Yeah.
it's one thing, it really shouldn't have happened. It's a time.
It's baffling.
50 years ago, it's a different time in it. No, that's not an excuse, but yeah, it's better late than never, I guess.
Yep.
Well, it's funny you say that because up next, George R. Martin
Oh dear.
has given up predicting when he'll finish A Song of Ice and Fire.
So
To
have
me-
we,
apparently it was-
George.
To
So
me,
have
that
we.
means he's given up. Not the rest. Just he's given up. He's gone to
I'm
find a
telling you.
field to die in.
I've said
In a co-
I've said this before. He saw the backlash to that ending,
Yeah,
and,
and that
he
was his
thought,
ending.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And he's having to rewrite his story.
Yeah.
Because he gave them the ending. They went with it, did a shit job with it, and he thought, I have to do something about this.
I
And
reckon that
it's-
was his ending.
Yeah,
100%.
No, it was
Right.
his ending. They said he gave them the ending because he knew that he wasn't going to get the next book out in time for the end of the series.
Yeah.
Because HBO were working much faster than he does. So like D&D had spoke to him and they said, "Oh, well, how does it end?" And he says, "Oh, well, she's going to go mental and she's going to like fulfill the Targaryen legacy, of mad
Yeah,
kings and
which-
mad rulers."
I never had a
They
problem
rushed
with
it
that.
to the end.
It's just the way they rushed it.
Yeah,
You could have told that story gradually, but she literally
like flicked
flicked
like
her
that,
switch.
exactly.
Where'd that come from? Oh well, she's Targaryen, isn't she?
Yeah.
Sorry, Game of Thrones
Yeah,
spoilers,
why not?
but I think if you're interested,
I
you've
don't
watched
think
it.
anybody
You've watched
cares
it
about
by
Game
now.
of Thrones spoilers at this
Yeah.
point.
You've watched it by now, haven't you? If you cared. Yeah,
Watch
I
up
just
to
can't
season 7 and
furiously
make
rewriting
up your own ending.
it.
Game of Thrones news now to me is just nothing. When we're at the crux of getting like this new Lord of the Rings show, and like I know we're at the crux of getting this new Game of Thrones show, but it just doesn't.
It starts next week.
Yeah, it doesn't grab
This
me
week
as
if-
much
as you're listening to it.
Yeah, it doesn't
I'm
grab me as
excited
much
for
as
it
this Lord
because
of the
it's not
Rings
them.
one. Yeah, well, yeah, there is that. It is a great world. It is a great world, but
The thing is,
know.
what is so spectacular about the Game of Thrones downfall is that it shit the bed. So like loads of shows have like bad endings, but people still enjoy them.
yes,
Like a lot of people say like How I Met Your Mother had a really terrible ending, but most people can like casually watch episodes of it.
yes.
Game of Thrones shit the bed so hard that no one like it just fell out of pop culture over the space of about a month.
Because
no
it
one acknowledges
tarnished
it. Like,
everything it had done.
Yeah. You don't see like, merchandise or artwork or fan
No, you
art or
don't.
anything like that coming out now. Like other properties that have ended like 20, 30 years ago, you still like see like new kind of figurines in like in geek shops and stuff like that, but nothing for Game of Thrones. It is shit so hard.
You do all you see with Game of Thrones is free to play mobile games
Yeah.
constantly.
Or
That's
or
it.
the Free Folk subreddit, which is actually really funny because they just make memes absolutely trashing the show.
Yeah, it's such a shame. It's such a. There's no way to fix it at this point. There's no edit that can fix that show anymore. So maybe this House of the Dragon could just, I don't know, palate cleanser.
I'm still looking
at
forward to House of
least.
the Dragon because at the end of the day, I like high budget, high fantasy.
I like Matt Smith as well.
Yeah, Matt Smith is great. So as seeing as it doesn't have D&D anywhere near them, like
so they won't get bored.
they have been cast off into the ether. No fucker wants to work with them. Great.
No.
This has the potential to be very good, and I've enjoyed the trailers that have come out of it so far. But
Yeah, very good concept. But I still think Lord of the Rings is exciting me more.
George Martin's not finishing those books ever.
Is he full?
Well, he's got a weird comment as
I might
well.
finish it for him.
His little comment says, I do find it a little grisly, people speculating online about what's going to happen to the rest of the books when I die. Well, finish it, you twat.
Mental.
He's got COVID right now, so it's a really prescient thing that he says when that interview came out.
I'm telling you, he's finding a field and he's just going to die in it.
How old
like
is
a
he?
dog. Or a cat.
73 or
Old.
74, something like that.
73 years
Mid-70s.
old. No offense, George, but he doesn't look in particularly the best of health most of the times. It's no wonder people think that he's like.
I know he listens to this, so just get on with it, George. Let's go.
Tell you a show that did have a good ending. Friends. Anyway, moving on.
Did have a very good ending, actually.
He didn't have a good beginning, middle,
You know,
or
you've never
ending.
seen anything past one series, so you shush.
That's
It's
enough.
Now, this is I am definitely interested in. I'm just fingers crossed on this one. So the Fallout TV show had some leaked images. Now, I know it's not really good for a podcast, but you should go and check them out because they've definitely nailed, or looks like they've nailed, the aesthetics of what's inside the vault,
Yeah,
outside
I'm
the
really
buildings we
excited.
talked about before. It's
It looks good.
on the right track, shall we say?
Not enough
Yeah.
jank in those images for me.
No, but to be fair, you're just seeing static images. Wait till it's in motion. That's when the jank happens. The physics breaks. But
If someone
have been
doesn't clip
kind of-
through a wall in the first episode, I'm out.
people have been zooming in on the images, and it looks like the vault. So what the images are showing is basically the inside of one of the vaults. And people have kind of picked out that this is Vault 32,
Wow.
which is a new vault that hasn't been in the lore before. But if you go by the numbering of it, Vault 32 would mean it's either New California Republic or the Mojave, so it could be New Vegas.
Yeah, I think it might
It'd be
done that way.
cheaper for them to shoot a Fallout film in the desert. It'd be way cheaper.
Oh yeah, so like New Vegas sounds like it could be an option, or
Yeah.
New California Republic, which is also supposed to be a desert.
Yeah, it makes shows, especially post-apocalyptic shows, cheaper.
Yeah.
That's like look at Book of Eli, that film, desert.
Yeah. But so this goes along with like there were some leaked photos of they converted an old strip mall into a super duper mart.
Yeah.
And they had all like some like old rusted out Corvega looking cars around, and like they've nailed the visual style.
I think so.
So
Good.
at the very least, someone within the production gives a shit about the Fallout franchise, and I like it. Like, all like the little posters or the knickknacks around the sets look right, and they look appropriately aged and stuff. So
I want to see a ballistic fuck ton of bobbleheads.
Oh, absolutely.
I just want to see him everywhere.
Plus, it's got Walton Goggins in it, so
Yes.
He's so good.
He is the bobblehead.
So good.
yeah.
He is.
And if
he's so good.
He's
at everything
got to
he
be
does.
playing a ghoul. Imagine if he's playing a ghoul.
We've said it before. He looks like.
He does look like one, but he's just if he's just walking, going, "All right, smooth skin."
Look, Goggins does no wrong. He's one of the best character actors today. He's sensational.
And he plays the weird ones well.
Yeah, think of him in Hateful Eight. My God, you couldn't take your eyes off him.
Oh yeah, he was so good.
So
He's the best thing in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
yeah, he is. He is nailed on. Nailed.
So the rest of
Sonny
the film, shite.
bitch.
And speaking of weird,
Yeah.
coming in November in hardback, ebook, and audio. I know at least one person's excited about this. 3 spine-shattering tales of fright from Garth Marenghi's long-lost multi-volume epic Terror Tome.
I fucking scream like a girl when I saw this on Twitter. I loved Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. It's one of the best things Channel 4 has ever put out.
It's sensational.
And it's the thing that gave us Matt Berry. It was his first major acting role.
And Richard Ayoade.
Yeah. And just the fact that they've written a book in Garth Marenghi's style, like it's the one thing that had to happen.
Yeah, because that's what he was, a novelist.
Yeah. And I really hope that it's done in his style, just like overuse of symbolism and imagery. Because I love those opening sequences to each show where he's like introducing the episode of Dark Place, and he's just like reading one of his books. It's just like blood, lots of blood, even more blood, so much blood, all of the blood. It's just like ridiculous shit. Like I actually have it pre-ordered in hardback because I need it in my life. So excited.
I've been watching some clips of Dark Place, was it?
Yeah, Dark Place, yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching a few highlights of that. I've not seen the show, so I'm definitely going to check that out.
I'll get it watched.
So the next one's a bit cryptic because it was on Twitter and it was the profile of PC Game Pass for Xbox. Death Stranding apparently may be coming to PC Game Pass because the image behind the logo on Twitter had what looked like a scene taken from Death Stranding. The internet went wild. Lots of people saying, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. And then somebody said, well, the picture behind that clip is definitely taken from Death Stranding. Sony own the game, apparently. So I'm not quite sure.
Sony don't technically. Sony don't own the PC rights to the game.
They financed it.
They financed it. It's using their engine, but it was published on PC by 505 Games, and they have the license for what happens to it on PC. So if 505 Games want to put it on PC Game Pass, they will. It won't go to Xbox Game Pass because that'll be a condition because the console version is what Sony properly owns. But also because Sony's been converting a lot of their games to PC anyway, so PC Game Pass would be a way to get Sony games into the ecosystem.
It could release, but it'll have no Xbox like branding on it whatsoever.
No. It'll be a proper third-party game on Game Pass. But even just the idea of having like a PlayStation exclusive on PC Game Pass is wild.
Do you know when you Death Stranding on PC and you can play it with Xbox controller? Does the prompts have Xbox buttons? That's mental.
Oh, no, because it's just your PC picking up the fact you're using a Xbox controller.
No, I know that. I mean, obviously the UI has a lot of buttons, doesn't it?
Yeah, but if you're using a DualShock 4 or a DualSense, it shows the PlayStation buttons. It's picking up which controller you're using.
And the UI changes on that. I think it's fucking cool. I think it's cool because some didn't used to do that, did they? It was just always.
It was always just Xbox.
It was.
Well, just speaking about which, obviously, like you mentioned, a lot of what looks like Sony games are coming to PC, and apparently Spider-Man's launched, the remaster version's launched really well on the PC, and apparently it's running really smooth on the Steam Deck, I hear, as well.
Look at them mods, mate. Look at them mods.
Flying around as the Kingpin.
I've seen that. That was funny.
The looks look quite cool as well.
When the Kingpin's doing that little crouch at edge at building, it's fucking sensational.
Have you not seen the mod that turns Kingpin into Thomas the Tank Engine?
There's always a Thomas the Tank Engine.
There's always a Thomas mod.
I'm so impressed about how many things are actually working on the Steam Deck.
Oh no, he's talking about Steam Deck.
Biggie mentioned it.
He's done
it.
It's a new Marvel.
Bingo cards, tick.
Not me though. I just spend my time fucking around with the settings.
You don't play it.
That's what we
That's
do.
what Oodles would do if he
Playing
ever
it's
bought
for
it.
Playing games.
There's no way I'd play a game on Steam Deck. I'd just be fiddling.
It's all
Just
done again.
fiddling all the
Oh, there's a
time.
different app here for your emulators. Fuck around with that for a few hours.
Oh, fiddle,
Yeah.
fiddle,
I
fiddle.
think you summed it up perfectly.
Ooh, look at that anti-aliasing.
If someone wants to buy me Spider-Man for Steam, though, I'll gladly check it out on the Steam Deck and report back.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you
I
will.
think Oodles
You'll play it for 5 minutes and go, yeah, it runs.
Oodles summed it up perfectly when you talked about emulation before, when you're just like, let's see if it works. And then that's it. You move on to the next one.
That's it. That's it. You're not interested. You don't give a fuck
There
about
are
the
a few
game.
games I am going to play, I promise.
I don't believe
There
you.
are. There are.
Next.
Okay, next one really made me chuckle. So EA technically scored an own goal with FIFA 23 pricing. Now this is
Fucking
really
idiots.
cool. So EA has admitted it accidentally listed its most recent FIFA release on the Epic Game Store in India for a tiny 4.80 rupees, which is roughly 5p here in the UK.
Damn it, I wish I'd have seen that. I'd have bought it for 5p.
Loads of people did. That VPN.
And that's not the
fucking
end of it
shone
either.
that day.
Because to add insult to injury, this listing wasn't simply for that standard copy, it's for the Ultimate Edition. And that should have gone for an equivalent conversion rate of £37. So I'm guessing you're looking at, 69, 70 quid over here
Yeah.
for that version. I mean, yeah, they've had to honour, they're apparently going to honour all the purchases.
There's no way I'm buying FIFA again. I still play FIFA 20, I think. Still play that. I don't need to buy another.
Apparently the discount was 99.98%. It's
Mega.
apparently the highest ever. So someone's in trouble. And speaking of trouble, Hulu's up-and-coming Hellraiser reboot has been rated R for its horror, violence, gore, language, nudity, content, graphic, you name it, it's apparently in it. Apparently this film stars
Hellraiser.
Jamie Clayton. Yeah, I didn't even know there was going to be a reboot, and it's got no release date so far.
Did Hellraiser need a
But
reboot?
I'm up for it.
Yes. Does
No.
it need a
I
reboot?
like it. I like the
No.
Oh, it
property.
needs a reboot big time.
The sequels that came after
4 was
3.
pushing it. Hellraiser in space.
3 is
But everything
watchable,
after
but
is
yeah, 4
absolute
onwards.
dog shit. I've seen them all.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, but could it
reboot-
not just been one of
I
those
have-
things that just stayed dead?
No. You could do something from that property. I mean, they are going back to.
Pun
They are
intended.
going back to Pinhead being female. So
Right. So are they
Like in the books.
So they're not remaking the first one though. They're actually just continuing the story or doing like a new timeline kind of thing.
They're probably remaking Clive
remaking it or
Barker's book.
rebooting it, yeah. Just
Like, adapting it.
but yeah, there's 8 with Doug Bradley in it. And then
Bradley,
they did 2 really, really, really bad ones that are like 1 out of 10 on IMDb or stuff like that. I never bothered
Right.
watching them. But they tried to go a bit psychological more than like or an out and out gross horror. And
Did you watch that one with the investigative journalist?
the director was clearly trying to be like David Lynch-esque with some like with a couple of them in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
But nah, it's bad.
I just like it when they were just shagging and then blood came out.
It's just terrible. And then the 8th one is like set in the real world, and they end up like in this virtual reality world where they get terrorized by Pinhead.
Yeah, it's an MMORPG, isn't it?
Oh god.
It's fucking
Sounds dreadful.
shite.
Tear your soul apart.
Because remember, it's
lost
based on the
their way
Hellbound
there.
Heart, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it's based on.
Yeah,
And
I've only
book
seen the first
itself
one.
is
So
fucked up.
I do need to read the book at some
Oh.
point. Keep meaning to.
It's fucked up. It's dirty sexy.
In fact,
Dirty sexy.
there's some Hellraiser comics as well. Some of the stories were quite interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
check it out.
I did like the crossover Hellraiser and Ghost Rider. That was a good episode.
I can't wait for Hellraiser versus Alien.
Versus
But they actually call it Hellraiser as well. Like
Scooby
Mr.
Doo.
Hellraiser.
Moving on from that, for those of you that are interested, One Punch Man, apparently season 3 is officially announced.
Took a sweet time. Been ages now since
There's
season
one
2.
person interested.
Oodles was giving a little dance.
I love it. I fucking love One Punch Man. I adore it. It's the anti-anime anime. It's super special, I think.
Yeah, not seen it at all. Can't comment.
You look like him.
There it is. Moving swiftly on. Now, in our Discord, Oodles showed this particular interesting bag of crisps the other week and blew my mind because I have now tasted these. And they are I think they're the real McCoy, whatever they are, double crisp, whatever it is.
Fiery
Flaming.
prawn. Yeah.
Oh, they are amazing.
Aren't they
They are
good?
really
Aren't they
nice.
good?
Yeah. So nice. Apparently, I can only find them in Tesco's, but
Exclusive.
I have tried that. Very, very nice. And I was happy and thought nothing else could beat that. But then our Discord blew up because it also found something else that's apparently being released.
On the
It's
crisp.
Knick-Knacks Scampi and Lemon.
Oh,
After
it's
14 years,
It's back, baby! Yeah.
we have to redo the crisp episode now, aren't we?
They are god tier
Oh, they
crisps.
are, absolutely.
They are absolutely stunning crisps. And people that are Scampi and Lemon, grow up. Just grow the fuck up.
Like,
It's insane.
like Scampi fries in the pub, they were an all right replacement for it, but they're not the same.
Yeah. No, they're not saying, big chunky lemony hit. That Scampi breath.
The stench, that
your
glorious
fingers
stench.
covered in the
Fingers.
covered in that. Yeah,
You smell them.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
Like Rib and Saucy, they're going to have to get the back of the queue now. No longer the top dog in terms of knickknacks.
No, yeah, I agree, mate. Oh, I'm so happy. Apparently, they've already been spotted in the wild. I was on TikTok. Someone grabbed a bag, £1, big grab bag. They were just eating them. He's going, they're better than they used to be. He's going insane.
This is going to be the point where Oodles finally puts weight on. Because he's just going to gorge on Scampi and Lemon knickknacks.
I fucking love them. People that have never tried them, you are in for the biggest treat of your life. I love them.
Yeah, we may have to do another crisp battle.
Well, that would just win, wouldn't it? We'd have to basically just take
what's the point?
Take everything that we had and move it down one notch and then put Scampi and Lemon right at the top.
It's just such a good crisp. It's got everything you want. It's an unusual flavour. You grab a packet of crisps not to have cheese and onion. Cheese and onion. It's just a standard flavour that you get.
You chose cheese and onion.
Lemon. Yeah, I've changed my mind.
brought
I've
cheese
changed
and
my
onion
mind.
as one of the 2 best flavours.
Yeah, because it's just a stalwart, isn't it? It's a
Oh,
stalwart.
but
But seriously,
backtracking.
Scampi
You
and Lemon.
chose poorly.
Beep, beep. That's Oodles backtracking.
No, genuinely, like Scampi. It's just excited everything about it. I'd like if they, I just want them to bring out like a football jersey, but it's just a Scampi and Lemon packet of crisps. I'd wear that with pride.
Scratch and sniff.
With pride. Oh, imagine. Ooh. Do you like them flavours, Stig?
Yeah.
Do you like them? Oh, good lad. I've met a few people that just can't stand it, and
those people we call wrong, and we ask them politely but firmly to leave.
Yeah, it's just mental. I can't wait. I just can't wait. So excited. As soon as I see him, bang, snapped up.
You're going to stink out the car on the way to the podcast over them, aren't you?
No, not
I'm going to
in the
bring them
car.
all.
Yeah.
Ooh, not in the car.
I like them, but I can't be doing with strong smells in a long car journey. Ugh.
I'll have them in my pocket like a dirty
In your
old
back
man.
top pocket, that.
In my leather jacket, and they're just getting warm
No,
in the
like,
eating.
it's an episode of It's Always Sunny where Frank has sausages poking out his top
Yes.
pocket.
Yeah.
So he can just...
Pocket meat. Pocket meat. Just gonna have. Oh God, I'm so down to fuck with that. It's biggest news at week. You can't top that. You haven't got any more news stories, have you?
Loads.
Yeah, he's got
I
lots.
have a few, but it will be difficult to top that.
Yeah.
So
good.
there's been a few announcements thanks to Jeff Keighley on Twitter with the up-and-coming Gamescom opening night, which is happening live next week. A
Really?
few things that have been mentioned that surprised a few people. Apparently, Telltale Games are doing an adaptation of the TV series The Expanse.
No
So I'll be
way.
looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think we knew about this, didn't we? At the beginning of the
It was
year.
rumoured, yeah, but nothing kind of official
Yeah.
came out about it.
Are they?
It just
Are
makes
Telltale
sense.
still doing it in that same format then, like same style,
Yeah.
but just
Yeah.
better engine?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
It's because they're owned by, is it Skydance now or something like that?
Skybound.
Skybound, that's it.
I know things.
Look at him, finger on the
And the
pulse.
same people are also making, thanks to some linked box art, new Tales from the Borderlands as well. No, that was a good game.
Yeah.
I've got that. I've got that ready. I've got that ready because you told me you don't have to really like Borderlands to like
No,
it. It's just
Tales
good.
from the Borderlands is great.
It
Yeah, 'cause
links
I
to the
fucking love-
games,
I love
but it's
Walking
its own
Dead. I
thing
love
as
it.
well.
Love Walking Dead. Love the Game of Thrones one. It's better than the final season of Game of Thrones. And I liked the Wolf Among Us,
Which is getting a sequel as well, isn't it? So
Batman.
the Batman ones. I played all them on my Switch. They were fucking great.
So I did.
So yeah,
I did The Walking Dead season 1 and 2, and then I did The Wolf Among Us, and then I got bored of the format. Like
Yeah,
I liked what they were doing, but
I did. I
Because they did it for
spaced it out
everything.
nicely.
yeah, because
That's what fucked them over.
they went on like a 4-year romp of just releasing like 2 or 3 games a year, and they just gradually got worse over time.
They kept losing quality, didn't they?
Yeah,
and
the Game of
janky.
Thrones one. The Game of Thrones one should have been
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 seasons of it, but they kind of fucked the story around a little bit and fucked with the license too much.
On the Batman one, and I really liked the second season of that, but on the last episode, the climactic last episode, for some reason, Batman's head was detached from his body and just walking outside of him for like 30 minutes. I was like, this is fucked up. And every time I reloaded the game, it was just doing the same. I was like, this is it. Batman's just a decapitated man now.
Well, I played the first season of The Walking Dead like on the PS4 remaster, and it was still janky as all shit. Like it still ran like a bag of spanners, despite it having coming out like 4 years earlier on the PC.
It paused every time the scene slightly just adjusted camera angles. It's a, poof, big pause. Let it load. Fucking shite, but so good. As narrative games go, top tier.
The narrative writing was really good. They just kind of fucked with it. They didn't have the good technology behind it.
Yeah, I'm bang up for Expanse. Bang up.
There'll be some more footage and news concerning the Hogwarts Legacy, which has been delayed and delayed. Apparently, still coming
We
out.
talk about this every fucking week.
Yeah, it's got to. It's like end of February.
Yep.
2029.
2023.
It'll be delayed again. Dying Light 2 DLC.
People forget what fucking Hogwarts is by the time that turns up. What's
What?
Hogwarts?
They'll think it's an
Yeah.
STI.
Even I've forgotten.
That's good. That's good, Biggie. That's good. Oh, I've got Galloping Hogwarts. Oh, not again. Not again.
There's an episode
Get that
titled
cream
Galloping
out.
Hogwarts.
Get that cream out. Ugh.
Also being shown, apparently, will be Sonic Frontiers
Yeah.
and the Callisto Protocol with a demo.
Do you know what? That Sonic Frontiers is my favourite thing at the moment because it's just hilarious.
Oh,
to
it's so
watch.
bad.
It's just a tech demo. It's just, they're just selling a tech demo to idiot Sonic fans. It's going to be insane, and I'm going to buy it day one.
I'm not going to watch whatever they put on the Callisto Protocol because I'm now in kind of media blackout on it. I want to go in as raw as possible.
Yeah. It's sometimes wise. Stig did that with a few films, didn't you, mate?
Yeah, with one that I watched this week.
Makes you feel good though, doesn't it? When you just don't know nothing. Yeah.
And speaking about going raw, Elden Ring has now apparently sold 16.6 million copies as of June 22.
Good. It's an excellent game. It deserves it.
That means the DLC's it's got to be coming beginning of next year.
DLC, I don't think it'll be beginning next year. I think it'll be next summer.
You reckon?
Because I have a feeling, just based on the game itself, that they're going to be enormous. I think they're going to make they're going to make the 3 Dark Souls 2 DLCs look like peanuts compared to them. I'd
pay another 40 quid for that.
Yeah, I'm kind of at this point expecting like a new area of the world and possibly up to 2 legacy dungeons.
I'm into it.
I need to complete
into it.
actual game first.
And some proper PvP arenas rather than just using Raya Lucaria.
Mate, you know my PvP build's been ready, and I'm on like a fucking 50 to 10 winning streak at the moment. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I need a PvP area that people actually want me to fight them. Like these fight clubs that I've been in, I keep getting banned. I keep getting kicked out. It's fucking pissing me off. I'm just too raw for them. I'm too epic. I'm just a gamer, man. I'm just a gamer.
Apparently,
Kenny
Elden
Gamer
Ring
Boy
is already
22.
outsold. It's apparently already outsold Demon Souls, every single Dark Souls entry, Bloodborne, and Sekiro.
Rolled together, I think.
Just a few weeks after launch.
I was going to say, it very easily outsold Demon Souls because that only had like 900,000 copies made or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's just an excellent game, and the more I think back to it, because I've completed this game twice since Platinum in it. That's how much I like the game, and it is probably up there with Game of the Year now, isn't it? I just can't fathom another game that's hit that high. I mean, I have got a Game of the Year that I want to have, but it's, as mass appeal, that's got to win all the awards. It has to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, at this rate, Elden Ring is selling. It could apparently surpass 27 million total sales of the entire Dark Souls series, which has been amassed over nearly 10 years. I mean, so Elden Ring is clearly
it deserves
hit a mark, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 2/3 of the way through my second playthrough. It's basically become my kind of comfort game now, where I don't know what else to play, or if I'm stuck in Sekiro or something, I'll go in and play Elden Ring for a little bit.
You play it properly though, unlike me. You take your time and look around.
Yeah.
I just go.
Oh yeah, you hoon it. Absolutely hoon it.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Like, you know, the first playthrough of Elden Ring is the big one because that's when you get all the exploration stuff and you get all the big moments. And like
you get killed all the time.
When you start the second run of the game, everything feels a little bit worse because you know where to go and you know what's there and all that. But then you start really paying attention to stuff, and I'm still noticing stuff I haven't seen before, or fights I never found, or
me too.
Yeah, it's just such a good game. So many layers of everything, and you know when you start following the lore,
I picked up a weapon. I picked up a weapon that even after my like 5 or 6 run throughs, I've never seen before, and I just picked it up and I was like, "Holy shit! I've got a build built around this now."
Yeah.
So I had to start again. It's just insane.
So good.
What value? Next.
So this is a lot of disclosure. I get a lot of my news from your obvious gaming websites, etc. And this came from Empire Today, which I did a little bit of a hunt around. And I like this. I did not know about this. So apparently on Disney Plus, you know, on DVDs, Blu-rays, etc., you have all the making of documentaries and such forth. Well, apparently Disney Plus has loads of making of for a lot of its products that are coming out, whether it's The Mandalorian, Pixar's Turning Red, and apparently they've got these documentaries that dive into sort of the light and magic to do with ILM, the visual effects company that did Star Wars. There's some real,
it meant to be
like
really
6
good.
episodes worth of making of Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back and so forth. And I just did not know they were there. I clearly don't be surprised too much, but just didn't realise there was an option to look at this stuff.
Find them.
Yeah.
I've seen some of them.
Really checking that out.
I'm going to watch Light and Magic.
You can say a lot of things about Disney about the company, the way it operates, but they're very good at putting out content that people are interested in.
Yeah,
like I love a good making of documentary because, you know, once I've seen something and I love it, I do like to see how the sausage is made. You know, I like to see what they went through and how they made things and just how the decisions were done. Like, especially if it's like an animated thing, because I love seeing the voice actors in the studio. It's always so much fun for me seeing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like it too.
Watch this space, Light and Magic. I'm going to watch it.
Same. Actor Jonah Hill says he will no longer promote his own films to protect his mental health. The actor and director has penned an open letter revealing his near 20-year struggle with anxiety attacks, which are exacerbated by media appearances and public-facing events. This is also alongside Tom Holland, who's taken a break from social media as well. I think it's
fair play to them.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So what he means is like he doesn't want to do press junkets and stuff like that, which it sounds to me like hell. Sounds to me like hell. Just answering the same questions every week.
It's literally
no. It's sitting in the same seat for 10 hours, having hundreds of media companies come through.
Yeah.
Do you know? Like I read a thing about Jonah Hill of a month, and he was talking about for years everyone just sat down. He's done these press junkets all day, every day, and they were saying, "So the weight loss or the weight gain." It's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Why would you want to talk about that all day, every day? Of course, it's making his anxiety fucking go through the roof.
The press have been really unfair to Jonah Hill over the years because everything has been about how he looks. Like I think he booted off with E at some point because they were like showing photos of him, like paparazzi photos of him on a holiday, like, and he was wearing a wetsuit, and you know he's a slightly tubby guy at the time, and wetsuits don't look great on people who aren't supermodel thin. And they put some shitty headline up, and he just absolutely put them on blast on Instagram about it.
But then he does great. He gets really skinny then and looks ill because obviously how he feels.
Yeah.
He's struggling with who he is.
He said
you know
he's
what I mean?
just going to give up on that now. He's just going to be who he wants. Like, just be him. He's happy with where he's at now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like with Tom Holland as well, all you ever see are clips of him at a different press junket.
Yeah.
That's his life.
Yeah. Especially if you're the
ridiculous.
the actor.
He's a kid. He's a fucking kid. Yeah. And with his relationship with Zendaya, it's like, fucking hell, just give the kids a rest, man.
I think that's why he's probably happy
disgusting.
That's probably why he's happy that the next Spider-Man film hasn't been announced or kind of titled.
I bet he is.
He gets to have a couple of years having a break.
Yeah, eating pot noodles and just being a kid. You know what I mean? It's fucking
noodles.
ridiculous. Well, he's not allowed to eat stuff, is he? Because he's on that strict fucking regime that they make him have. Ridiculous. Poor fuckers.
I could go on one of those.
I know it's not the hardest job in the world acting, but it's all the other stuff.
I don't know. It puts them through some horrible stress, and like,
yeah, of course it does. Yeah,
like you see, like Chris Hemsworth, wasn't he having to take steroids for the last Thor film or something like that to bump him up to the right shape?
He had to completely dehydrate himself a lot.
Yeah.
And it caused mega migraines.
Hugh Jackman did that. You see X2 where he bursts out of the water and he's literally his muscle is just kind of his skin is just like stuck to his muscles because he said he just didn't drink anything for like 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's not healthy.
No.
It's not. No.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. He's just said, fuck it. Let other people in the film do it.
Yeah. I think people forget about Jonah Hill. He's an Oscar-winning actor as well. Do you know what I mean? He's got some
Oscar-winning writer as well. Remember, he's
got some stock behind him. He can just say, "I'm not doing that anymore." Like people like I don't know, Robert De Niro and stuff. They don't do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Harrison Ford's a notorious difficult person to interview.
Yeah,
as well.
I'm not doing that shit. I'll come on a talk show if we're not talking about me.
I mean, people don't talk Jonah Hill up enough. I mean, credit to how good he is. He was pretty much overshadowing a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street. Like, I remember a lot more of Jonah Hill's scenes than I do of Leonardo DiCaprio's.
I have to think people just kind of associate him with Superbad too much, and they just think...
Which is a terrible film. I hate that film.
No, it's a great film, but it's what he's associated with, because that's where he blew up. Superbad's great.
Yeah. Nah, I didn't get on with it. Mostly because I found his character insufferable.
Oh yeah, his character's well insufferable.
Seth. I like Superbad.
Nah.
I do. Finally, this one's snuck in.
I stuck it in because I thought it was really funny.
I saw this on TikTok. It's amazing.
So, I quote, hilarious, unauthorized production of Hamilton has apparently gone viral. And hashtag Scamilton, the Door Christian Fellowship miniseries. No idea what that is.
Ministries.
Located in...
Not miniseries.
Oh, ministry, sorry.
It's a fucking church.
Sorry, Ministries, located in McAllen in Texas, has put on 2 showings of the production before it was slammed for not obtaining the rights and changing key lines in the script. Apparently, people have been posting clips on TikTok using the hashtags Scamilton and Illegal Hamilton.
Yeah, apparently they also decided to change a few things around, so the message was kind of lost.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me when there's a big push in the show's big push on immigrants and how they're so important. So
yeah.
Have
you seen any of the clips, Stig?
No, I've come off TikTok for a bit, so I've not seen anything.
Oh, some of them are fucking incredible.
Oh, he's having a detox.
I've seen a couple of them with like people singing to Alexander Hamilton about how God is the only way for him to be happy, and he needs to abandon the ways he was going on. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen Hamilton, but isn't there a scene in the original Hamilton where he actually does speak to Jesus or speaks to God in some way, shape, or form? But it's like supposed to be like an imagination thing.
Probably not.
No, that happens in this.
No, it doesn't speak.
Speaks to Jesus.
Yeah, it doesn't speak
Directly.
to Jesus. There's no religious stuff in there.
American Jesus, though. It's a different guy.
It's a white guy.
I bet they took out the
American
line,
Jesus.
"Immigrants, we get the job done."
Yeah, they did.
100% they took that line out. I love that line.
It's incredible.
Seriously, next
You love to see
next time
it.
you pop back onto TikTok, have a look at that. It's fucking hilarious.
I've put YouTube on. I'm going to have a quick look at it.
It is so like the actual performance of it. Like they've got people who can act and can sing. So like performance-wise, it's great. But the way they've changed the lyrics and changed the story is so fucking funny. Because it's just so racist and so kind of like fucking Southern Baptist kind of bullshit.
I'm just kind of skimming through it here, and there's one guy who I guess it's meant to be Burr talking to Hamilton with his Bible in his hand. And
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. Oh, and here's a church service. That doesn't happen. Right, I'm gonna look through this and
You're
report
gonna have
back.
to deep dive this later.
Yep.
Review incoming. Is that the news then, Biggie?
That's it, baby.
Excellent. Let's get on with the Nexus, the final part of this show. If you're not a patron, I'm going to start because my 4G connection is being spotting doing my head in. So bear with me. I've actually watched She-Hulk today, the first episode. I'm not going to go much detail into it, but do you know what? I really like it, but I just can't get over the fact of how much I fancy She-Hulk.
Specifically, She-Hulk.
I know it's Oh yeah. It's a CGI character that's not real. I just fancy her, and I can't concentrate on the show. It's ridiculous. Why can't I go out with a 6'7" muscly woman that's green? Do you know what I mean? Why not?
Or a
You
buff
just,
goth.
you just want to be carried to bed like the pretty girl you are.
Oh God, yeah, I do, mate. I do. Oh, it's really fun though. It's proper light. Stig's gonna love it because it's reference Mageddon. It's just referencing the greater MCU, so he's gonna be sat there like, yes, because he loves that shit.
We'll try. We'll try
a good
maybe jump onto this later down the line. Because I'm away on holiday. Just don't have time to do episodes 1 and 2 specifically. So if Oodles and I have chance, we might do a dive episode and then see if we can jump onto the rest of the series.
Yeah, man. But the main thing, I've got a review. I've been playing this game for what feels like 3 weeks now. It's nice that review codes get sent out 3 weeks early nowadays, which I'm really appreciating. Not that this is my job, but it's just nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get loads of chance. I wanted to talk about it last week, but the review embargo wasn't up. I've been playing a game called Thymesia. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this one. I've been very interested in it.
Oh, well, strap in.
Ooh.
So, Thymesia, for people that don't know, is a grueling action RPG with fast-paced combat and an intricate plague weapon system. In a kingdom where death spreads, play as a mysterious character known by the codename Corvus. Prey upon your enemies, wield the power of disease, and find the truth in your own memories. That's the synopsis.
It's a Dark Souls.
What it really is, it's Bloodborne.
Oh, okay.
The game is Bloodborne with Sekiro mechanics, and I'm not going to bury the lead. I think it's good.
Just good?
Like really good.
Oh, okay.
Not mind-blowing, but really
You
good.
have my curiosity and now you have my attention.
Yeah, so as I said, the combat is basically a mix between like Bloodborne's fast-paced, always pounding on the pressure, but with that slight bit of Sekiro like, I don't know, how do you say it?
Finesse?
Pace.
Oh, pace.
No, pace. More pace. Yeah.
Kind of breathless fights.
Yeah, but sometimes you need to step back a bit, have a little breath, and then go back in. It's got some very good, unique mechanics. Now, if people don't know, this is Souls-like. That's basically it. It's third person. This is what it is. It starts cryptic. You've got an opening cutscene which is read out to you about the lore of the world. The whole world is plague-ridden. Think plague, like the real plague. Spain, England, France, that kind of thing. Corvus looks like Eileen from Bloodborne.
I mean, with a name like Corvus, of fucking course he is.
Yeah, he's got a plague mask on. Skinny boy. You don't get to pick your own character. You are playing as him. The clever thing about this is each level, it's level based. It's not open like Bloodborne is. Obviously, this is a AA game. It's not a AAA title. So it's level based. So you got a central hub, then you split off into levels, the loading screen in between. But the clever thing is each level is his memories on how he got where he is when you start the game.
All right.
So you recount it. You're recounting his memories, and you can do it in quite a bit of a different order. It's really clever. The opening level, it's basically Yharnam. It's a tutorial level. It does a better job at tutorializing it than like Souls games do. It will pause the action and tell you what you need to do.
Right.
So it can be. It's got difficulty options as well, so you can make it easier if you want. The clever thing with the combat is obviously it is armed combat. You have your claw, and you have your swords. So each enemy has like a health bar, which is white, and then when you knock the white bar down, you see a green bar behind it, which is the health. So they've got like an armor. And so when you attack them with your normal weapons, you're chipping that armor down a little bit. It's not really armored. They're not armored, but it's just how I see it in my head. It's like an armor.
Yeah.
And the green bar goes down ever so slightly as you're chipping away. But if you use your claw, you can make the green bar go down quicker, but you're opening yourself up for an attack. And if you don't kill them when you get the opportunity, they will respawn. Not respawn, the health will go back up.
Right.
So you've got to be completely pounding on the pressure. And it does this clever thing where if you hold your claw in and then unleash it, you get to steal any enemy's weapon and use it as a B weapon. But you only get one use of it, and then it disappears. And you can grab it again from that enemy. It's like an essence of that weapon, a plague weapon they call it. So there's a lot of like tactical. The game is basically one-on-one sword fights, really. Like there are some times where a few mobs come in, but most of it is you go down a corridor, you'll fight another baddie. It's usually quite fair in that aspect, but I don't know this. It's one of these Souls-like because a lot of them don't nail the combat at all, do they?
No, yeah.
This one has its own spin on it, and it fucking nails it. There are moments in the game that look stunningly beautiful, but then any moment where there's combat, it looks almost PS3. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously if it's budget and stuff like that, there's constraints. There's bosses on it like a Bloodborne game. The main negative I've got with it, it's about 10 hours long. That's not a negative to a lot of people. That's a positive. But to me, it's like, I've done now. And it's quite linear. So once you've done it, you've done it. But, yeah, there's just, I don't know, there's something about how the world's cool. It's got a cool gimmick with the plague weapon systems where even bosses have weapons and you can steal that weapon for a one-use attack and they're really strong and stuff like that. It's just, if you're not good at fast-paced, pressurized combat where you just constantly, there's no real defending in it. You can dodge and stuff like that, but there's no you can counter as well, but it's not as effective as it is in Dark Souls, where when you counter something, they stop for a bit and allow you to follow it up with a devastating attack. It's not like that on this. You're countering just to stop getting hurt. But yeah, there's something about it that's really intriguing. It's got a leveling up skill tree, so you can kind of change your play style, but not massively. There's no real. You're not going to be making a different build or anything like that. It seems it's definitely a one and done.
Yeah.
But if you like this kind of game, you're doing yourself a disservice not trying it. I don't know how much it is on Steam and stuff like that. I don't know how much it costs.
Just googling it
If it's
now.
less than 30, if it's less than 30 quid, it's a no-brainer.
It is. Oh, it's £20 on Steam.
You buy it. You'll love it.
In fact, you can get it in a bundle with Blasphemous for £20.68.
Yeah, it is published. It's developed by Overborder Studio. I'm not that familiar with them. It's published by Team 17.
Yeah.
Team 17 lately keep publishing these random non-worms games. You know what I mean? It's nice to
even
see.
cheaper on Green Man Gaming, $15.29.
Yeah.
It's £23 on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it on Xbox.
That's about right. If you want a Souls game that you can't get lost in, and you don't have to worry about are you going the wrong way or anything like that, this is perfect for you. Because a lot of people don't like games where don't have maps and stuff like that. You don't need a map on this.
Yeah, it's £25 on Xbox as well.
It's a good AA Souls. It's up there with what I consider the best Souls clone, which is Neo.
Oh,
think
okay.
Neo's the best
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like. It's an 8 out of 10. That's what I'd rate it at.
That's what God is a Geek gave it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I have not seen their review yet, and I trust their word. It's a solid 8 out of 10. If you're into it,
Scream Rant, who are never worth listening to, gave it a 3 out of 10.
well, they're fucking wrong. They are absolutely wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong. If you're not into the genre, 6 or 7 out of 10. But if you are into the genre, solid 8 out of 10. It's just really nice to see a AA studio, a AA studio nail it.
Yeah.
Again, don't go in expecting stunning graphics because it's not. But it's adequate. It'll do.
I'm into it. For 20 quid, I might give that a shot.
I think you'll like it. And again, there's just something about it. Like, I'll just have one more attempt at this boss, and you just get it. I didn't struggle. I think my play time was about 11 hours or something like that in total. But there's bits I missed. There's places I didn't go. So yeah, it's a nice game. It's a nice game. I recommend it to people that don't want to get lost in Blighttown.
Fair enough. Biggie.
So yeah, Biggie, exactly. Speaking of which, Biggie, what you been up to?
There's two things I want to talk about. One, I'm not actually sure if, because we've obviously done nearly 100 episodes, I'm not sure if any of you have covered this, so I thought I'd mention the title. Nathan, for you, did anyone ever cover this at all?
No?
No, I've heard of it.
So I'm only a few episodes in, but it's an American docu-reality comedy series by Canadian comedian Nathan Fielder. It was originally shown in 2013 on Comedy Central. This is currently on Amazon Prime, which is where I've caught it. And Fielder basically plays a fictionalized, off-kilter version of himself. He's trying to use his business background and life experiences to help struggling local companies and people, offering them outlandish strategies, parodying the methods of marketing and management consultants. And it's just really silly, but really funny as well. He tries to help an ice cream parlor by trying to get more people in by having an original flavor. And he actually gets a company that can go online to create the essence of poo and then use that as a frozen yogurt and tries to get people to come in and try the frozen yogurt. And he gets people to come in and do a testing session. And then he gets people to try and advertise, say, look, come to this ice cream parlor, you can have poo ice cream. People go in to try it. And it literally is, as you can imagine, the flavour of poo. And you can see all these people go, no.
That's fucking weird.
Mad stuff like that. He does for a pizza parlour that's struggling with sales. So he gets them to promise that you'll get your pizza when you order it within 8 minutes, which isn't even possible to cook the pizza and get it ready to go to the homes. And so if they don't get it in time, you get a free pizza. But because it doesn't specify how big the pizza is, for every pizza that they go to deliver, they have this really tiny, like 3 centimetre by centimetre pizza in a little tiny box. And then they go, sorry, it's a bit late. There's your free pizza. And it's just silly stuff like that. And it's poking fun, as it says, about the methods of marketing and management stuff. It's really funny. It's very silly.
What's this on?
It's on Prime.
What's it on?
Amazon Prime.
Oh.
So it's been around for a while.
Okay.
It ran for 4 seasons, and then in 2018, Comedy Central ended it. But it's just really silly, just something different to watch. Yeah,
I think he's got something new coming out, actually.
I generally hadn't heard about this guy before, so yeah. And he's very good in it, by the way. He's very cool. Very funny guy. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about was because we were doing a music theme. This has been on my radar for a while to watch. And I have seen the Summer of Soul, or in brackets, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised. It's a 2021 American documentary film about the 1969 Harlem Cultural Festival. And this documentary is directed by Amir Thompson, who is better known as Questlove from The Roots. And it's his directorial debut. Basically, what this is, when Woodstock was first, as a festival in 1969, this festival also happened on one of the weekends as well. The runner of the festival, which was Tony Lawrence, is the Harlem Cultural Festival host. He asked a guy to film this documentary. Film the festival as a documentary. And this guy did hours and hours and hours of footage. Couldn't find anybody to take the footage to show it. And it ended up going in a basement for 50 years.
Oh,
then
wow.
this footage was discovered.
Bloody hell.
This footage was discovered. Obviously, it's had a lot of restoration work. And then the project has passed on to a few people. Then Questlove got involved and has then basically created this documentary. It's won numerous awards, including Best Documentary Feature at the 6th Critics' Choice Documentary Awards. It won all 6 categories, which it was nominated. Best Documentary for the 75th British Academy of Film Awards, Best Documentary at the 94th Academy Awards, and Best Music Film at the 64th Annual Grammy Awards. The film examines this cultural festival, and it took place on 6 Sundays between June the 29th and August the 24th at Mount Morris Park, which apparently is now known as Marcus Garvey Park in Harlem. Now, the music on this is basically covering blues, gospel, jazz, and soul. But some of the performers, the actual opening has Stevie Wonder, and I did not know this, but apparently he can play drums as well. And
yes, he's multi-instrumentalist. Multi-instrumentalist.
This drum solo that he does at the beginning of the movie, it's just incredible. I was blown away. Obviously, his skills on a piano are amazing, but
I really love Stevie Wonder.
To see him play the drums and with passion is just insane. He loses himself in the music, and even you can see the footage of the band behind him, just watching him in awe at how he can play it. They also had other acts like the Chamber Brothers, B.B. King, The Fifth Dimension, Mahalia Jackson, David Ruffin from The Temptations, Gladys Knight, Sly and the Family Stone, and they finish off with Nina Simone, amongst others. And it's an beautiful documentary. It covers the political landscape around 1969. So when you watch this, you feel the really. Oh, by the way, it was a free festival, so it was something like 300,000 people came to this festival. So you can imagine the communities in Harlem, and then people from outside have all come to see this free festival, and you just feel this power and emotion in the crowd as they're sort of releasing energy, the fear from obviously the police brutality that happened around this time. So there's a lot of snippets of talking heads about what it was like to be living there at the time, and then you just see all these people basically being proud to be black at the end of the day and letting their emotions out on stage. And it's just an incredible movie. The music is incredible. The documentary is brilliantly filmed. Rotten Tomatoes gave it approval rating 99% based on 206 reviews.
So universally loved then.
British critic Mark Commode called it the best music documentary he's ever seen. And you just feel the emotion when watching this. And it's also got some really incredible footage of this one guy who was there, watched it, and then because the footage of the festival disappeared, he's lived his life as obviously time has gone on, and you get older and stuff, that he almost got to the point where he thought he was crazy that the festival never happened because no one talked about it. And then they have him in a room with Questlove, and obviously he's interviewing him, and he's chatting to him, and you just see this guy looking at the footage and the emotions on his face as he kind of almost suddenly realizes he's actually not crazy. He was actually at this. He was actually at this festival. They interview a couple of people from the Fifth Dimension, and it's really nice watching them seeing themselves again. This footage that they thought they'd never seen. The performances are just fantastic. There's the gospel section is quite intense in the middle, where they just talk about obviously, there being a lot of people that are quite religious, and this Mahalia Jackson, apparently she's a very famous gospel singer, and her performance is just incredible. Just watching her sing this song, and you can just see that you can see she believes in the words that she's singing. And you don't see that often in a lot of performances, but you can just really, really feel the emotion coming from her. It's just a fantastic documentary. Not particularly long, but they recorded about 40 hours of footage, and it's just about this music festival that people just didn't know happened. It just got swept under the carpet, and which is your typical kind of issue about racism and the fact that, why is Woodstock so famous as a festival and yet no one knows about this? It's again, that political side of it as well. But yeah, really, really powerful documentary, and I just ask everybody to watch it if they can. It's currently on Disney Plus. You can see it on there.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Stig, what you been up to, mate?
I watched Nope. So
Nope. Yep, go on then.
So Nope is the third film by Jordan Peele of Get Out and Us fame. This stars Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, Brandon Pereira, Michael Wincott, and Stephen Young, and Keith David. And
motherfucking Keith David.
Yep. Yeah, he's great, isn't he?
The voice.
Yes. And it's about residents in a lonely gulch of an inland California who bear witness to an uncanny, chilling discovery. Now, this is going to be a hard one to review
because you can't
without spoiling anything.
Yeah, because I am going to go see this.
I want to see this because I wasn't particularly interested by Get Out or Us.
What?
Well, just because I'm not a big horror fan in general.
Oh, they're great.
I've seen the trailer for this at the cinema like 5 times now. And it's just like, I want to know what happens here.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
I've never found Get Out as a horror.
No.
It's a thriller.
No, it's a thriller. It's a thriller.
No, it was always sold to me that it was a horror film.
No.
It's I mean, what's
Us is more of a horror.
Us is a
Get
horror.
Out, it has, elements, psychological horror to it, but it's not. It isn't what you think. It's not.
It's human horror, isn't it?
It's not a bunch of white people chasing down a black person, which is what.
No, it's not.
It feels like it comes across in the trailers, and you think you know where it's going to go, and it does not go where you think it's going to go.
No, not at all.
Okay,
it's really good, really interesting. There's no like typical horror stuff in there. Anyway, back to Nope. Nope. They say that a lot, and it's used, and it actually is really effective when they look at stuff and they just go, nope. Every time they do it, you're like, you have a little chuckle to yourself.
Do they look at the camera and go, no?
No, they don't. Yeah, not that bad. This took me a day or after I watched it last night to kind of wrap my head around what I truly thought of it before I actually wrote a little review to it. It has elements that are really, really good to it. But ultimately, I think the story kind of left me feeling very cold. I kind of came away thinking, yeah, it's decent. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it.
Not as good as the other two.
So it has. There are things about this which are really, really good. It looks amazing. The performances from Kaluuya and Palmer are really good. They have wonderful chemistry together. They're Kaluuya's really
sensational,
good.
Though, isn't it?
Juxtaposition with it. She's bouncy and lively and in your face, and he's just kind of mopey and just not interested in people. And he
does a decent American accent.
Yes, he does. Yeah, you wouldn't know he's British if you didn't know.
Yeah.
There's some really good ideas in here and really cool visuals. and the sound design is fantastic and really effective. So that all sounds like, why don't you love this film? You have all these things.
Why don't you love this film?
I like the twist. I like what he's done on said idea. I can't talk about what it is or what it invokes and what it reminds me of, but just to say that he does a very good job of paying homage to an old horror film, and it works very well, and the references to those films are not lost on me. Like they're very much there. Can't say anything. When more people have seen it, I'd love to talk about it, but
I've got an idea. Let's do a spoiler cast.
I would gladly do a spoiler cast on this. I'd even consider watching it again just to see if I would enjoy it a second time round.
Yeah.
There are things though, which is the pace and the length. That's where it loses its way. There's a few side stories in there, some flashback scenes that I don't feel like they add anything. This isn't a spoiler per se. The movie starts with this. There is a chimp attack on an old TV sitcom.
Okay.
And it kind of it's trying to tell you as the audience about things, and that's fine. That's all you need. There's a bit about it at the beginning. There's a little chat about it mid-film. He goes on about, he uses that too much. They say the flashback scenes didn't really add anything for me, and there's a bit near the end which I thought was a bit ham-fisted in trying to ram home his message and came across a bit cringy rather than it, working. Like I said, I'm really trying not to spoil this and not to give anything away because ultimately there's some really good things in there, but had he just tightened it up a bit, potentially could have lost 20 minutes to half an hour and it would have been a really tight film and worked really well. What they are all looking up at in the sky is really well done. It's a really cool take and new, and ultimately this for me though is his weakest film. There's some stuff that's really good, like stuff I can really enjoy, but there is also stuff I disliked.
Is this one of the situations where it's like a much vaunted director is kind of slightly buying their own hype a little bit? Like I'm thinking like with Taika Waititi with Thor, Love and Thunder.
Let's not talk about that.
I don't think so, no. I do think that he has a few ideas and he thought, I'll see if I can get that in this film. Like I can't make a full film about that, but I'll see what I could do with it.
Right. Yeah, I get you.
Needs an editor.
Yeah, I think it really needs editing down a bit. But yeah, the like I said, the performances are great. The visuals, the sound, like the soundscape on it, like some of the sound designers, it is generally terrifying at times. I don't think it's that scary in terms of traditional horror. Again, it's more of a sci-fi thriller, but there are moments where the sound is really, really effective. And there are a few visuals where I was just kind of like, nope, myself. Like, genuinely, like, oh, no, do not enjoy that.
Isn't it reviewed quite well, though, from what I understand?
Yeah, it's reviewed really well. Empire gave it 5.
Yeah, really positive.
Most of the people I know, it's 4 or 5 out of, but I don't know.
There's a few negative ones. It's got 77 on Metacritic.
Yeah. Like, I know I've seen a few negative ones, like really negative ones, but I think a lot of them seem to come from the people who didn't like Us and Get Out either.
Fair enough.
But
so we're never going to like Nope.
I love Get Out. I really enjoyed Us. I just don't think this is as masterful or as Get Out or as interesting as Us. Has a cool idea. Yeah, I'd like to talk about it more once more people have seen it.
Yeah, I'm going to go see it this weekend, mate.
I think people will enjoy it. Because Candy said she'd seen it as well, so it's interesting to see what she thinks.
She's seen everything. She's never out of cinema.
She's got one of those unlimited cards. Tell you, if I lived close to an Odeon, if I lived a walk away from an Odeon, I'd see it. I'd be here every week with a new film review.
Nipping after work. I'm just nipping to the cinema, love. Don't worry.
I'm tempted to get one.
Yeah, Kate really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Me less so. So
good.
I'd like to see it again, just to now that I know what it is, whether that would change
So you think maybe
perspective.
a second viewing would be recommended?
Yeah, potentially.
Excellent. Brilliant. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Gadget, finish the show.
So
This is weird, isn't it?
it is that weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I watched that Trainwreck Woodstock '99 documentary that Candy watched a couple of weeks ago.
Fucked up, innit?
Really fucked up. Like, I mean, it was really weird watching it.
World War Z.
Watching a documentary about like bands I used to listen to at the time. It's kind of messed up, just in terms of like time passing and all that. I really came to absolutely detest the organizers by the end of it.
Oh yes.
There's that one quote, and where you know the one I'm talking about, Oodles, where he's basically trying to explain away something terrible with like the statistical anomaly of it.
He's trying to justify it.
Yeah, and it's just, you see that and you're just like, that's fucking awful. Like, you're a horrible cunt.
Oh, wait, he's been lambasted massively
Yeah.
since that thing. He's like turned off his social media and everything. It's like, good.
Yeah, there's some
dick.
really horrible shit in that, but it's a really interesting documentary, and like it just absolutely confirms how terrible a person Fred Durst is.
We knew this.
I mean,
from the
we
beginning.
knew it from the beginning, but it's nice to see documentary evidence of it.
Fucking
But
prick.
also absolutely confirming how lovely a bloke Jonathan Davis from Korn is.
yeah,
Because
yeah, absolutely.
he's one of the few artists who agreed to speak on the documentary. There's a couple of others on there, but not many.
Because he knows that. Yeah, he just knows, doesn't he, that it was a fucked up thing.
Yeah, but he's always been a lovely lad anyway.
He's a sweet child. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. He's
Oh
lovely.
yeah,
He's nice.
I watched that. It's definitely worth watching. I kind of agree with a lot of Candy's points. It's definitely worth watching that documentary.
Yeah, it is.
And it's only 3 parts, so you can whack it out in an evening. It's handy.
I'm enjoying these smaller documentaries.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying them.
Because like I mean,
Come in.
slightly tangentially, like me and Pip watched that The Bad Vegan about a month or so ago, and that was like 5 or 6 parts, and it went fucking nowhere.
That's what I liked about Tindler Swindler. 1 episode.
Yeah.
Boom.
So yeah, moving on. Still continuing with Sekiro. It took me an entire evening, but I beat Owl.
Yes, mate.
Yeah, so I'm
Yes.
kind of into the end game of it now, and
Yeah,
I've
you're
had a
pushing
little bit of a
through.
break. I don't want to rush through it, but yeah, I'm happy with that one. But the main thing, continuing kind of slightly with the Soul stuff that I've been doing over the last few weeks, I've been watching a YouTube channel called RKG. I don't know if any of you have heard of it.
Yeah. Rory Krupa Gav.
Yep, exactly that. So RKG started life with Gav Murphy, Daniel Krupa, and Rory Powers, who all used to work for IGN. And while they were working
When it was
for
good.
IGN,
When it was good.
and I think when they left, that's when it became shit. Because like Daniel Krupa used to be the managing editor, Gav Murphy did a lot of the video and podcast hosting stuff, and Rory Powers did a lot of the video editing.
Gav's
So
cool
they
lad.
had
He
a-
was at TCGS.
Which one,
He
sorry?
was at TCGS meet after
He was at the pub with us,
Yeah.
wasn't
Resd a few
Yeah.
years ago.
he? Yeah,
Oh,
lovely bloke.
Yep.
He actually bought me one of those expensive drinks that I was moaning about.
Oh, very nice. So they were, when they were IGN, they had a really popular series called Prepare to Try, where Rory, who'd never played Dark Souls, played Dark Souls, and Gav,
Like how big he?
Gav, who wasn't bothered, and Krups, Daniel, had played it. He was the expert. 3 of them sat and played the game and did a let's play with the 3 of them commentating on it. And Rory, bless him, is the golden retriever of people. He's a bit dense when it comes to these games, bless him. But he was the inexperienced one. He'd never played any Souls games before, and Prepare to Try is one of the funniest things I've ever watched on YouTube.
The Dark Souls 3 one's amazing.
Yeah, so RKG is basically, they came to the point where Prepare to Try was so popular, they left IGN and they formed their own company, RKG, and that's what they do. They have a series called Retry, and they're running through the Souls game. So I watched their entire playlist of Sekiro, which is what inspired me to play Sekiro again, and I'm currently watching their playthrough of the PS5 remake of Demon's Souls. And it's absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the Man-Eaters is funny.
That's the one I've just watched today, which is what kind of inspired me to talk about it.
It's really funny.
So the man-eaters in Demon Souls are considered the hardest boss in the game. And basically, and the worst boss in the game as well. They are these kind of big creatures that kind of leap at you, they throw spells, they fly away from you, and you fight them at the top of this tower on this very narrow walkway. You fight one of them. As you're fighting it, halfway through the fight, a second one comes into it. So you have to manage a fight with two creatures that have the same abilities and keep leaping at you, but you're on a really narrow walkway, and it's awful. It is the worst fight in the game. I dread every time I've come up to them. And they dedicate an entire episode of their Let's Play to this. And as they were playing
an hour and a half.
Hour and a half long episode as well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Rory died about 60 times to them, something like that. But as they're doing it, they're doing jello shots and drinking beers and getting drunker and drunker and drunker. And it is honestly one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
That's where your jelly shots idea came from.
That's
jelly shots are
absolutely
great anyway.
where my jelly shot idea came from.
No, jelly shots are great anyway. I fucking love jelly shots.
I'm bringing jelly shots to the podcast.
Vodka or gin ones. I fucking love them.
So, I just really enjoyed it, and it's a lot of fun and very funny. And what I enjoy about it is, I used to watch a lot of Let's Play content over the years, but I kind of stopped watching it because it got boring just watching someone play a game. This one works for me because these three are such good friends. They have really good banter together. It's interesting to watch. It's all well edited. It's all well put together. And even if you're not that interested in the Souls games, it's worth watching just for the banter between the three of them, because it's really funny. Like during the Man-Eaters one, because it's taken Rory so long to get through, because it's always Rory playing the game. It's taken Rory so long to kind of get anywhere with the fight. They just start talking about Adele and the songs that she's released and trying to work out like what her next album will be and what it'll be called, because how old will she be when she releases it, and like really random shit like that. But then they get on to talking about karaoke and singing Adele at karaoke, and they go, oh, you know what, if Rory beats it, we should go to karaoke tonight. And when he does beat it, they put a video at the end of them at karaoke pissed off their heads. Like, they're just really good mates, and it's really fun to watch them play these games together. So I would really recommend it. I'm also running through their Dark Souls 2 playlist at the minute as well, because Retry comes out kind of weekly. Demon Souls one's a weekly, so I'm going back through kind of their old playlists, and the Dark Souls 2 one is good because Rory's really struggling with it.
It's a tough game.
He's just beat Sir Alone after hours of trying.
Oh yeah, that boss run.
Oh, horrible. So, that's kind of what I've been doing. It's been a very soulsy week.
Just before you end on RKG, the fact that he's insisting to carry around pickaxes with him is thrashing my fucking head.
Oh, yeah. It's thrashing Krupa's head as well, isn't it?
It's doing my head. It's like, how come we can't carry anything? Because you've got 17 pickaxes in your inventory.
Yeah, every time he finds a merchant that happens to sell a pickaxe, he just buys one. They just pick some random meme to go with it.
He's doing my fucking head in. But yeah, the lovely lads as well.
They're really nice.
They're genuine stuff that they portray on their videos. They're like that in real life.
Yeah.
And, again, I've met and spoken to them. It's proper just genuine dudes.
Yeah, it comes across. They're just really nice. They're just guys being dudes.
Yeah. And you could listen to This Paranormal Life as well by Rory. That's a good podcast. That.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. I do need to have a listen to it.
That's a good podcast. I think they've got their own Patreon podcast, but
yeah,
you know me, I'm not a subscriber of much.
Tighter than a duck's arse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Excellent. So normally, obviously, we would have a main topic here, but we're saving that for our official 100. So, patrons, you're going to get an exclusive Break the Glass in an Emergency end to this podcast that we recorded before Candy even joined the show.
I was going to, it was somewhere between Grasswell Manor and Candy joining. It was that April or something like that.
We were like, well, we need some emergency put out in case like we have a break or we don't, two of us are off and just put it out, and then
this is it.
We've never needed it, but you're
getting it if you're a patron. It's just for the non-patrons to know what you're missing. It's a fucking excellent pub quiz. It's an excellent one.
Oh yeah.
I can't even remember who fucking wins, but don't spoil it. It's been so long. It's been nearly a year.
Do you not remember where buzzer sounds?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's going to be good. But if you're not a patron, this is the end. And thank you for this little interim episode. And bearing with us. We will get back to your regular scheduled programming very soon. But again, if you're not a patron, please feel free to become one, and you can listen to this emergency break glass. So, thank you very much for listening. This has been a podcast.
It's been a bit of a podcast.
Yeah,
it's content.
This has been half a podcast. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.